Well, it is right around midnight here on the 31st, going into the 1st of February 2014. Tropical storm Kajiki, or tropical depression Basyang, being named by the gusts out here, is definitely the main topic, and this has already been causing some damage in parts of northern Mindanao, Eastern Visayas. Blackouts being reported there in Cebu, where basically the center of the storm system is going directly overhead through the overnight hours. Right now, winds in the center of circulation estimated to be right around 65, gusting up to 85 kilometers per hour. And that's based on JMA's latest warning, that's 65. You're gusting up to about 93 kilometers per hour. The good news, this is moving west at about 37 kilometers per hour. That's putting the max of the winds in the northern periphery of this storm system, and it definitely is. You have to remember, you take that forward momentum and you add it to the max wind speed. So right now, you have those max wind speed about 65 kilometers per hour sustained, but on the southern periphery of this storm system, it's much less. So if you're out there in parts of Mindanao, I've seen reports out of Davao here, you're seeing partly cloudy skies throughout the day, moving over towards cloudy, but nothing too serious, and actually very limited reports of rainfall coming out of this storm. But yeah, numerous reports of power outages thus far out here. Also been looking at damage to a lot of the tin roofs, not to mention where exactly the storm made landfall was right along northern Mindanao. You can see the center of circulation racing west, and we've already seen this impact those areas in eastern portions of Samar and Leyte. These are the regions, if you remember back, and we can take a look at track comparison between Basyang and Kajiki specifically, and I'm sorry I keep on switching back and forth between the international and local name. I just want to make sure everybody knows the storm we're talking about. But here on the top, you actually have our current storm system coming on shore, and then this is the track of Haiyan. Along the northern periphery of that, and basically all around where this storm is right now, if you go back to that infrared imagery, you can see that it's almost the exact same track. Now, the intensity vastly different, but unfortunately, there are just scores of people out here who are homeless or in temporary shelters following the last storm, and that's why parts of Eastern Visayas, including Tacloban, I have been reading that there has been some forced evacuation, saying, people, you need to get out of here, you need to get out of harm's way. If you are farther inland, you have a sturdy structure that you're inside of, just stay inside and please ride this one out, especially if you still have electricity and you're able to watch this video. Like I said, there has been reports of numerous power outages, including there in the city of Cebu, where the storm is continuing to push right overhead. Now, going into the morning hours, it's going to continue to move west into western Visayas. By late morning, out there towards the Sulu Sea, then it's going to be continuing to move off towards Palawan by the evening hours, and then eventually out there towards the South China Sea. Now, something that's not displayed here on the track is the winds. The winds will be gradually decreasing, not so much because of land interaction, but because of drier inflow. If we go back and take a look at that water vapor imagery I started off with here, you see all that dry air off here towards the north? That is associated with the northeast monsoon, and that is really going to wrap into this storm system in the next 24 to 48 hours. And thankfully, if we go ahead and scroll through this is actually looking at Saturday right around noon time. Like I said, this continues to move west, rapidly improving conditions behind the storm. And then if we continue to scroll ahead by Sunday morning, look at that, clearing skies over here towards the east. So basically by Friday night through Saturday evening, all these areas in the green, you are looking at the risk of not only heavy rain and floods, but also landslides in these flood and landslide prone areas. Wind 65, 75 kilometers per hour, gusting up higher than that could be possible, and we're already seeing these wind gusts reported that high. But by Sunday, the storm will dramatically be much weaker. There'll be a remnant low there towards the west. Still some instability in the atmosphere, so don't be surprised if you see a passing shower or two, at least on Sunday going into Monday morning. But for the most part, rapidly improving conditions behind us, and definitely by Monday, it's going to be much clearer skies. But for now, this is the overnight hours on Friday into Saturday. This is when the storm system is at its, and this is when you need to be ready with the worst of it. So stay safe out there, everybody. Please follow us on our Facebook and Twitter. Also on the website, we're posting numerous updates throughout the day today, and I hope that helps everybody that has checked in with the site as well. Plus, not to mention, we have just so many features that have recently been added, so please do go check it out. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.